What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This isn't a Tundra back here, but it's the closest thing that I have to it. My family used to own a Tundra, but I'll save that for another video since this one is about the third generation Tundra. In a recent interview with Automotive News, Rob Findlay, a Toyota National Dealer Advisory Council chairman, said, "The new Tundra is the most exciting thing we've had in the last 5 years." Well, I hate to tell you, but I think he forgot about the 5th generation Supra. Unless he means it's not a 100% Toyota product, then I would agree. Findlay also adds, "And from everything that they're telling us, we're going to have best in class. I mean, we're going to have a world beater, and it's going to be fun to really go toe-to-toe with the domestic trucks." Well, that's a tough one for me to accept, but let's see if we can find some truth to this. The 2nd generation Tundra started life back in 2007 during the housing bubble, which was a very bad time since people were losing their homes and we were going into a recession. A recession is when someone loses their job. A depression is when you lose your job. So it depends on what position you're in. Later on, the Tundra received a refresh in 2014 to keep up with its competition. Now it's expected to be replaced in 2022 by the 3rd generation after 15 years. The time frame now is rather bad also because we have this pandemic going on, so I'm not sure if this bad luck will repeat again for the Tundra. Before we start the comparison, we need to find out what the next generation Tundra will offer. While nothing is confirmed yet, we can speculate. Production is to begin late fall of 2021. It will be based on the Toyota New Global Architecture. There's different versions of the TNGA platform used for other Toyota models also, so the Tundra will be the first to use the F truck platform, which is a body-on-frame design and will also include the future Sequoia in 2022, 4Runner and Tacoma in 2023. The TNGA platform was developed alongside Toyota's family of dynamic force engines, which gives us a good idea on what they plan to use to power future models. The TNG platform can also accommodate hybridization, and the purpose of going this direction is to simplify, reduce costs, meet future emissions, and hybridization. The TNGA-F platform is apparently only designed for V6 engines. There are multiple reasons to use a V6, but it's mostly because of stricter emissions regulations and fuel mileage because the current Tundra isn't really known for its great gas mileage. So, taking a look at the Toyota V6 engine rumors and current options, our first engine option is the 3.5 liter V6 twin turbo found in the Lexus LS500 with engine code V35A FTS. It produces 416 horsepower and 443 foot-pounds of torque and is attached to a 10-speed automatic transmission. The all-wheel drive version of the LS500 is good for a combined 21 miles per gallon. I would assume the heavier, less aerodynamic Tundra would be in the high teens to low 20s. The second option would be from the LS500H, and it's the 3.5 liter V6 hybrid called the 8GR FXS. The internal combustion engine produces 295 horsepower and 260 foot-pounds of torque with 59 horsepower coming from the electric motors for a total of 354 horsepower. This one gets a weird CVT and 4-speed automatic transmission combo, which hasn't been receiving any praise from reviewers. If they plan to use this transmission for the Tundra hybrid, it might be doomsday already. The all-wheel drive version of the LS500H is good for a combined 26 miles per gallon, and I would assume the Tundra would be in the low to mid-20s. The third engine option would be the 2GR FKS 3.5 liter V6 from the current Tacoma. It produces 278 horsepower and 265 foot-pounds of torque with an option of a 6-speed manual and automatic transmission. This isn't the first time the Tundra and the Tacoma would share an engine because it also happened with the 1st generation. It might receive a horsepower increase, but since I own a Tacoma, I don't think it's a good option for the Tundra because it's a rather weak engine already in the mid-size Tacoma. So I don't believe it being in a heavier full-size truck is the right decision. but it could be used as an option for a cheaper entry-level Tundra. There might be a fourth engine option also, which hasn't really been discussed. Toyota stated that they will only be moving towards V6 engines and discontinue V8s. They might just be referring to naturally aspirated V8s because there has been rumors of a twin-turbo 4-liter V8 that produces 660 horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque, which will be used for F versions of certain future Lexus models. This V8 will be found in the same cars that are also home to the V6s, which will be used in the next Tundra. So if that's the case, we might see a Tundra which could compete with the Shelby F150 Super Snake or the Ram 1500 TRX. I think it's highly unlikely because of the stricter emissions and how conservative Toyota is, but one could imagine, right? As far as transmissions, there has been discussions of using an 8-speed automatic instead of the 10-speed for the Tundra. It may be more suitable since the spacing would allow for thicker gears for durability and a more robust 4-wheel drive system. Here are some of the latest spy shots of the 3rd generation Tundra. This is a CrewMax body style and it's all camouflaged, and there's also splash stops in the rear to hide what may be underneath, like a hybrid battery, which doesn't sound likely because it should be placed closer to the bottom of the rear passenger seats. They may be hiding a coil spring or air spring setup, which would replace the leaf springs, and that should help with the comfort level of the truck. At this point, I'm unable to confirm anything, but I'll make sure to keep you guys updated in future videos. Notice that the bed is covered up and the rear suspension looks like it's squatting. They may be testing out the suspension or payload capacity with this wheel and tire combination. And speaking of the wheels, they look to be 22 inches in diameter and there are 6 lugs instead of 5 lugs compared to the previous generation. The 6 lugs tell us that the payload and tow capacity should increase from the current 1,730 pounds and 10,200 pounds. The front calipers are 4-piston with single piston in the rear and disc brakes all around. So no complaints like the Tacoma with the rear drum issue. There also looks to be retractable side steps and a large sunroof on top. The side mirrors are much larger than before, which might support a higher tow capacity or help with visibility when towing a larger trailer. A trailer sway warning system may also be implemented in the side mirrors with blind spot monitoring. Toyota may also add a 12-inch touchscreen and implement as standard their latest safety sense and in-tune infotainment features, just like their current models. This is a comparison of the new Tundra and the old one. Aside from the camouflage, it doesn't look like there's going to be much of a difference in the shape other than the new exterior and interior changes, which we haven't seen. We're probably talking inches in difference here, which don't really show in this comparison. Realistically, how drastically can you change the current body on frame design? It's supposed to be modular because other models such as the midsize Tacoma will be using it. But I don't think it's going to have anything revolutionary, just more evolutionary to modernize itself to compete with the current offerings and meet current tighter emission standards. If the Tundra is supposed to be a world beater and go toe-to-toe with domestic trucks, the full-size truck we should be looking at is the Ford F150, which is number 1 in that category and sells close to 1 million per year compared to the Tundra's 100,000 per year. Checking Toyota.com, the Tundra SR5 CrewMax is compared with the F150 XL Super Crew. Both of them have 5.5-foot beds. I'll be comparing with the 2021 F150 instead of this 2020. Price for the Tundra may be similar to the F150 also because we don't know yet, and Toyota has stated that there will be a bump in the price. Since the Tundra has a 5.7 liter V8 with 381 horsepower and 410 foot-pounds of torque, I'm going to add the closest competitor from the F150, which is the 5 liter V8 with 400 horsepower and 400 foot-pounds of torque. I've also added 4-wheel drive to both, and that would mean the Tundra would end up at $42,495 and F-150 at $44,495, which is a difference of $2,000. Combined fuel mileage would be 15 for the Toyota Tundra and 19 for the F-150. The future Tundra engines are rumored to be using the 3.5-liter V6 twin-turbo and 3.5-liter hybrid, so the equivalent Ford F-150 would be priced at $45,095 and $46,995. Ford's twin-turbo V6 is estimated to get 20 miles per gallon, while the V6 hybrid is 24 miles per gallon, which the Tundra should be very similar to. The F-150 can be configured in so many ways, from an entry-level $33,000 work truck to a $70,000 plus fully loaded Raptor. There are 6 engine options, from the 2 naturally aspirated V6 to V6 twin turbo to diesel to V6 hybrid to V8, while the Tundra may only have 2 engine options with the V6 twin turbo and V6 hybrid. Ford will be on their 14th generation F-150 in 2021, and Toyota will be on their 3rd Tundra for 2022. Ford is more in tune with their customer base and is like a one-stop buffet that provides most everything you'd want with many variations, and it looks like Toyota believes that they can do it too, although I don't think I've seen many examples from them. So it's probably premature at this time because we don't have all the data, but with what we can speculate, to be best in class and world beater, you do need to go toe-to-toe with any of Ford's offerings, from base F-150 to Raptor. The 3rd generation Tundra looks to fall very short of this. Even if we compare sales figures with the Dodge Ram or Silverado, they're up in the 500,000 plus range. Maybe Toyota has a surprise for us, so we'll have to wait and see what the upcoming months tell us. Will the Tundra be a total failure? I don't think so. I think a more realistic goal is to sell as many Tundras as Tacomas and then go from there. You can't start off a white belt and expect to fight with a black belt and defeat them. Well, let me know what you think. Will the Tundra be a world beater, or is it just people stirring up some excitement at this time? Let me know in the comment section below. This is where I'm going to end the video, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.